Shalom, and welcome back to Bnei Noach Academy, Thoughts on the Torah. Please remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and most importantly, to share this insight and inspiration with friends and family. So when you look in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, this is after the Torah describes how Isaac, Yitzchak, the son of Yaakov, of Abraham, got married to Rivka, to Rebecca. Now you have the second tier of the hierarchy of the Jewish people. That is, you have now the patriarch Yitzchak and his wife, the matriarch Rivka. Now it tells us that Avrohom took another wife whose name was Keturah. Who is this Keturah? Who is she? It seems like he got married to a third wife. Well, the sages tell us, they fill in the blanks, that in fact, this was the original Hagar, the mother of Ishmael. And the reason why she's called Keturah, because Keturah is similar to the word Ktoret, which means very good smelling incense, meaning that she was pure, she was good. Even though she had strayed a little bit, but she came back, and she was worthy of being remarried to Abraham. And Abraham had several sons with her. This is after the passing of Sarah. Fast forward to verse 5. It says, Abraham willed all that he owned to Isaac. He gave everything that he owned to Isaac. However, the next verse says, and to Abraham and to the sons of the concubines, so in this case, it was only one concubine, you can say, Avrohom also gave them gifts, and he sent them off while he was still alive. He didn't leave a will to be later contested. He made it very clear what his intentions were. This doesn't mean that they're not good. This doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them. On the contrary, they were sons of Abraham. They must be very good people. They were given gifts by Abraham. Obviously, he loved them. But he felt that the progeny, not only he knew that the progeny that God intended, through which he intended to have the continuum of Abraham's legacy, true legacy, which is, as we know it today, the Jewish people who will receive the Torah, that has to be through Isaac, as God had already said to him at the end of the story with the binding of Yitzchak, the binding of Isaac. Ki bi-Yitzchak yikarei l'chazera, for in Yitzchak I will call your seed, meaning that is considered to be your legacy, your continuum, your progeny. So he sent him off. Now, I know that some people listening to this now will start in the comment section with, oh, but it says this in the New Testament and it says that in the Quran. Actually, the New Testament won't say anything to contest this. In the Quran, it says this and it says that. Listen here. It's very, very simple. You have here, even putting aside all arguments, where this document originated, okay? Obviously, it originated with God. Otherwise, it has no validity, it has no value. It was dictated by God. But even putting that aside, the very fact that this document precedes any other of those quote-unquote documents or writings, correct? Because the Torah is 3,300 and something years old. The Quran, I don't think there's anybody that argues that it's, over 1,000 or something, what is it, 1,700 years old. So even less actually, even if somebody should accept that as the truth, you have to prove it. You have to prove it. When you have a pre-existing document, a pre-existing fact, pre-existing knowledge, it's been around for thousands of years. Somebody appears and wants to change it all, prove it. Oh, someone argues that he or she spoke to God, heard from God, could be, but also could be not. So it's not factual. And it's certainly not factual enough to undo a known fact, a known established fact. So going forward, please don't waste your time with all the comments, because it's just superfluous and a waste of time. Okay, some people have a need to express themselves, and surely, out of kindness, I think we should allow them that. But certainly, please don't do it. Don't clog up our time and space. The very fact that God gave us the Torah, he appeared on Mount Sinai, is uncontestable. That is something that's been passed down for generation to generation. And he gave a document. He dictated to Moses, whom he appointed in front of everyone at Mount Sinai, saying, I will tell the rest of my word, to share it, to communicate it to the people. And this is what he communicated. Part of what he communicated is not just the future, but also the past, what happened. And the reason why he told it us is to establish very, very clearly and to put very strong goalposts. This is the history of the world. This is what God wants to be recorded. This is the truth. There's no other truth. So, yes, Abraham had not one son, not two sons. According to this account, he had multiple sons. But who is his, quote, heir? Who is the progeny through whom God chose, not Abraham, God chose to continue this legacy? Through Isaac and through his offspring. And those who follow the Torah connect to it. Those who want to have other ideas, that's just a matter of your choice.